Hi there, and welcome to this postcast. Okay, so this postcast is on focusing on saving the world with one piece of litter. Now, the inspiration behind this was I woke up this morning, I took my dog out for a walk, and as I turned the corner, I saw that there was just scattered everywhere loads of trash. And I could have easily just ignored it. And I thought, well, hang on a second, who else is actually going to do this? It was really early morning. No one was around. The day was just starting. I thought rather than have people kicking this litter along the road and all that sort of thing, if I just literally take like 1 minute, I can just clear it. And well, that's what it took. My dog just sniffed around whilst I picked it up and chucked it all in the bin. And I felt really good. So that inspired this post. So let's get on with the post and read it for you. So basically, if your focus is to make this world a cleaner place, then it might seem a daunting goal. I mean, we are talking about the world, and then we're talking about just you and where you're located. It is a very, very challenging thing to think, how can I impact the entire world? How does one person make the entire world a cleaner place? Okay, well, first, let's nail the solution by thinking about project management. Why? Because a project can have a very challenging aim, but the way to reach that aim is to break it down into small tasks that are achievable. So by accomplishing each task, you build a path to succeed. And this is exactly how Feel 4 works too. It takes an overarching focus or I should say, overarching focus, and it gets you to walk towards it. And every time you achieve something, you feel better. But importantly, every time you don't achieve something, you also feel better because you learn something new that can help you correct your course. So let's take a look at how you can make this world a cleaner place by using a path. So Feel 4 paths are made up of 4 steps, always that never changes. And the 4 steps are focus, energize, engage, and learn. So my focus in this case is to make the world a cleaner place and starting today. How I feel energized about this is because if I and everyone else do not clean the world, we will basically all die. I mean, what better incentive can you have? I also don't want people that I love to breathe air so polluted they gag. I mean, when you're energizing and feel full, you've got to really also visualize this. I mean, I don't know if you've got grandchildren or nephews and nieces, little babies in your family, but can you imagine them growing up and they're literally like coughing because they cannot breathe the air? Well, we are going in that direction if we don't act right now. I want to keep the beautiful nature that we have. I want to keep it thriving around me and not see it withering and dying. I mean, sometimes if you have a look closely on roads, for example, in bushes and trees, you can actually see the dark pollution on them. You know, I want to be able to walk into the streets and the country and see no litter as well. I also want to be able to see people inspired to do their part and for a community mentality to be formed into cleaning up litter whenever they see it and supporting environmental causes. Now, I don't mean here someone has to be a complete, nut about it. They don't have to sort of start lecturing to everyone. It's just about common sense and caring for the world's environment, but also your local environment. And things like I don't want to pick on teenagers here, but I've just put, I would like to hear teenagers telling their friends to pick up their litter because I think that it starts really when we're young. If you can have a teenager who's got the inner sort of confidence to say to their friends who've just dropped litter, hey, hang on, don't do that. I think that's going to have a massive impact on everything. And also, I don't want to see someone roll down their car window and just chuck out a load of rubbish. And actually, I see that quite often. So to live in an environment where that doesn't happen, I feel so energized to be able to sort of try and create this environment, this community where people do not want to litter. I want to also wake up and hear on the news that the planet is actually in good shape. I want to hear that extinct species are actually thriving once again. This is the sort of stuff that really energizes me. So, okay, so how do we accomplish this focus? So, engage and learn. These 2 steps I've put together. They don't have to be together, but as you'll learn if you've actually studied Feel 4, all the steps do actually intertwine with one another. But we'll leave that here in this post, and we'll just get on with it. So to make sure you have your focus in sight and you achieve it, what you've got to do is basically pick up at least one piece of litter a day. And I've found that if you pick up one piece of litter, you actually genuinely feel better. And you actually feel goodness buzzing through you. You also tend to then look around and pick up more. Plus, you inspire others who see you doing it. I've actually been somewhere in our local countryside near a car park where I've actually picked something up, and someone saw me, and I saw they were walking near some litter as well, and they picked it up too. So this is another thing with energizing and feel for, is if you are doing it as part of your path, the brilliant thing is it has an impact on other people as well. Number two, I'm going to search Google for a local local litter picking groups, and I want to make contact with them to see how I can help. I mean, obviously some groups may not respond in the same way. Other groups you might just connect with more. But this is how you can make the world a cleaner place. Just get involved, get active. And the lesson I learned from that is that joining such groups helps me to feel fulfilled and part of something bigger than myself. Being amongst others too who feel the same is actually really inspiring. Again, more energy comes from that. The third thing you can do to make this world a cleaner place is engage with contacting your local politician and asking if there's anything you can do to support a cleaner environment. Now, this actually isn't me. On this post, I learned that I actually knew more about the local environment causes than my own politician. And so I shared my knowledge and they want to meet me to discuss it. That's actually a true story, but not from me, from someone else that I read on the internet that happened to. And it may happen to you as well. Number four, engage with searching YouTube for inspiration, to hear and see stories of others who are helping the world. I've actually found great inspiration too, and learnt that adding comments to videos can lead to finding other people to add to your network. And below in this post, if you click there, you will be able to watch a YouTube video that has inspired me to keep energized. It's basically about a man that has cleared up 9,000 tons of trash. You've got to see that. So click over to feel4.com to watch that. Number five, if I want to make this world, or you want to make this world a cleaner place, engage with recycling as much as you can. This is a lesson I have learned, and that's you must make sure you're recycling properly, because it's not just a case of, oh, you think that's plastic and this is plastic and you chuck it all in one place, because sometimes actually that's not the case. You just got to make sure with your local council authority, where do you actually put certain things, like batteries, for example. And if you know that, you can really help out the environment. Overall, I've learned that if you can only do just one thing to help the world be a cleaner place, just pick up one piece of litter a day. It has a massive impact. As always, this Feel For path is just one direction of many you might take, but it holds the general actions that most paths might include to reach the same focus. In fact, one of the goals of Feel For and its community is to get everyone to share their paths, to add to them, to improve them. This will help others start off on their path faster and with more success. Now, I want to end this post by asking you to imagine if everyone in the world focused on this path every day. Can you just imagine that? Billions of people picking up one piece of litter alone would have a massive impact on the environment. Okay, so I hope this post helps inspire you to make this world a cleaner place. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to read this. Namaste.